Hey, hey, it's Berta J. Come on into my kitchen again today. So we're going to do today hummus. Hummus is a spread that's from the Middle East, and we in America have just run wild with it. It's made with chickpeas, and that's what we're going to make it with today. However, I have seen it made with light colored beans like cannellini beans, northern beans. You could make it with that as well. My daughter came home the other day and said she even saw one of our local grocery stores with black bean hummus. Didn't look very good, but it's a bean spread. So we're going to start with one can of chickpeas. Okay? So before I put them in, one of the things that you have to do, you use the food processor. You could use your blender, but it makes it really, really, really smooth. If you like it really, really smooth, then use your blender. I like to use my food processor. And when you do that, use your S blade. Okay? So stick the S blade on. And then you're going to throw in your can of chickpeas that are rinsed and drained. Nice, kind of dry, a little bit of water in there, not too much. And then we're going to put in 1 tablespoon of lemon juice. That's pure lemon juice. I have another show which I showed you how to extract the lemon juice and then put it into ice cube trays. So when you need it, you could go in and get it. But this is just 1 tablespoon. Keep it in your refrigerator. In a jar, you're good to go. 1 tablespoon of lemon juice. And then I use some salt. You can use any kind of salt, but I think when you're trying to eat better, try Himalayan salt, Celtic salt, pure salt. You could even use kosher salt. Table salt has a lot of extra added ingredients like sugar, and we don't really realize that. But look at the label on some of the table salts that are out there. And what I'm using here is just Himalayan salt. It's pink, it's got lots of minerals and things in it, but it's only 1/4 teaspoon. So sprinkle that in. And then this is a mixture of spices. I have 2 teaspoons. I like parsley flakes, so there's 2 teaspoons of parsley flakes in here, 1/2 teaspoon of cumin, ground cumin, and I put in a 1/4. Actually, it really isn't. It's a dash. I used a dash of cayenne pepper because I really like a little bit of. I don't like a lot, but a little bit of spice. If you don't like any spice, leave the cayenne pepper out. It's perfectly okay. Sprinkle that in. And then put in some garlic. Now, I like garlic, but I don't like it overpowering my hummus. So I use a very small clove of garlic. Very, very small. If you like garlic, you can put in, I've seen recipes with as many as 4 cloves of garlic. So it's up to you. You decide. But I'm only going to use 1/2 clove of garlic. And you just chop it up roughly, and you can put that in. You're going to measure 2 nut butters. The traditional one is tahini. And all that is sesame butter. They've taken sesame seeds and just ground them up and made them into a nice butter. It tastes wonderful, and it's a traditional taste of hummus. So I'm going to use a tablespoon of that. And remember my saying, just get it all. If it calls for a tablespoon, get that tablespoon in there. And then because I like, you can either use 2 tablespoons of this, or you can mix it and do a tablespoon of the tahini and a tablespoon of cashew butter or almond butter. I really like cashew butter, so I'm going to use a tablespoon of that as well. And really, that is it. That's everything that's in my recipe. If there's anything that you don't like, my suggestion is just don't use it. That's perfectly okay. So I'm going to set that aside. We're going to take a look at it. I'm going to put the top on, and I'm going to take a look at it and see if it's smooth enough. I don't really like it super smooth, but we're just going to test it. So I'm not going to talk while I'm doing this so you can see it. What I'm going to do is scrape down the sides. You can see it change colors. It's starting to change colors, and all of this is all the chickpeas are going to be mixed in. So let me just get it back down in there so it can mix up really well. And what I was putting in as you can do one of two things. When I drain the chickpeas, I use some of the chickpea water, and then I mix it with a little water so it's not, when it comes off, the chickpeas is pretty thick. And I use about 3 tablespoons. We'll see how that looks. I'm going to scrape it down one more time. Okay, I think that's enough. Okay, so we now have hummus. Now you could go to the grocery store, which I do sometimes. I'm desperate and I want some hummus. Then what I do is I go and I get some hummus. But it's so easy to make. If you time me from the time I started to now, you would see that it doesn't take that long. There are a couple of things, there are many things you can do with hummus. You can use rice crackers, which I really like. And I'm just gonna take a little bit. And you can also use a little bit of parsley flakes, which I like, on the top. There we go. And that's it. Your hummus is all done. Now, you can also use hummus if you want to build a sandwich. You can start with your whole grain bread, put on your hummus, lettuce and tomato. You could use shredded carrots. And it really, really is good as a sandwich. You can also use a flatbread or a tortilla, whole grain tortilla. That's another thing you could do. Let's see what else. There's one thing that I would like for you to try. Take small potatoes and boil them. And when they're soft to the touch, kind of like the softness of a boiled egg, stop boiling it, rinse it with very cold water so the cooking can stop. Cut those potatoes in half and scoop out the very center of the potato with a small melon baller, and then glop some of this inside. And what it'll look like is a deviled egg, but it's really not a deviled egg. It's a potato with hummus in it, but it tastes so delicious. So you might want to try that too. And that's it. Have some hummus with your rice crackers and enjoy it in many other ways too. I'm sure you could probably think of some. And if you do, then write me and let me know and put it down below. I'd love to hear some of your ideas. Thanks. That's it. Bye for now.